What's up, Butsu? I am currently in the car right now. Hang on, it's hot. It is very hot. But anyway, I am doing Legends of Tomorrow, Season 3. I believe it's Season 3. Hang on. It's hot as hell. And I'm wearing a leather jacket. Does not help. Anyway, I am working on Legends, Season 3, Episode 6. I know that Episode 8 already came out, and it was part of the 4-part crossover, but I've been if you've seen my previous video, I do explain that, I was working Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and the weekend after Black Friday, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday I was working. I'm still working now. My shift is like in little less than half an hour, but yeah, that's why I'm so far behind right now. But this one, forgot what this one was called. I forgot to look that up. But this is episode 6. I know for a fact it's episode 6. And let's get back into it. Like, look, I literally had to write down all the stuff that I actually remembered. If I missed anything, I'm sorry. This is all I remember from episode 6 of Legends right now. So if I'm missing something, forgive me. It's been a while. But anyway, from what I remember, Ray, Jax, and Stein are trying to see if they could separate Stein and Jax and give the Firestorm abilities strictly only to Jax. But unfortunately, that did not go out so well, because when their little attempt there, it failed, and it caused Jax and Stein to body swap. Kind of like, what's that one movie with, Lindsay Lohan? No. Freaky Friday, there you go. Total Freaky Friday moment. But anyway, oh dear. Sorry, guys. But anyway, they find an anachronism around like 1937 in Hollywood, and it turns out that anachronism is none other than Helena of Troy. And if you guys don't know Helena of Troy, I'm just going to put like a small little thing here. She's also known as Helena of Spartan, and she has been believed to be the daughter of Zeus and some chick named Leda. Oh my god. I'm going to do it like that. Alright. So, if you don't know who, I'm not going to go into too much detail of Helena of Troy. If you don't know who she is, look her up. She's pretty damn well known in, like, Greek and shit. Greek mythology and all that shit. Anyway, yeah, she's like an actress in Hollywood. And all the men are swooning over her and all that shit, which is freaking hilarious, because she's known for that, apparently, in the history books. For, like, men fighting over her and everything like that. But anyway, not only do they find Helena of Troy, they run into Damien Dark, his daughter Eleanor, and Kuwasa. And, while they run into him, Dark's like, you know what, you guys, I'm gonna spare your lives. On one condition, though. Stop your time traveling. Leave us alone. And I'll spare your lives. Of course, the Legends don't give a shit about that shit, so they're like, no, we're not gonna agree to that condition. So, haha to you, right? Anyway, what else happens? Stein meets, Hedy Lamarr. If you don't know who Hedy Lamarr is, even I knew who Hedy Lamarr is. I heard her name so many times. She's a very well-known, I believe, Australian actress. She's an Australian-American actress, I think. If I'm wrong about the Australian part, I'm sorry. But I know she's an actress, and she's also a very famous inventor. So it's pretty cool that she, not only Helena Troy here in the episode, we actually have a legitimate person here being the actress there. But then again, I think last season we had a very famous guy, you know, he made Star Wars and Indiana Jones. Anyway, let's see. During the whole episode, apparently the Wave Rider breaks down, and from what I remember, it's because Lamarr decided to go from actress to an operator. But if you guys remember, she not only was an actress in real life, the actual actress, she wasn't just an actress, the real person, she was an inventor. And so since she went from actress/inventor to an operator, she did not apparently invent the whole FHSS, and I found out what that is. It's called the Frequency Hopping Spread Spectrum, and apparently that's what I heard is the reason why the Wave Rider broke down. So, good job, guys! Good job! It must have been something Stein did, because he's the one that ran into Hedy Lamarr. And all of a sudden she wants to be an actress/inventor to an operator, so it's all your fault, Stein. It's all your fault. But anyway, of course there's like this huge freaking battle, and of course they're trying to bring Helena of Troy back, right? Because Hedy Lamarr obviously belongs there, but Helena of Troy does not. So they're trying to, but of course, like I said before, Helena tends to get all the men to fight for her, and all the male legends go all bonkers. So it's up to the female legends, and as they're trying to extract her, Dark, Eleanor, and Kuwasa, there's a little fight there. It's pretty much Sarah versus Damien Dark. And Amaya and Helen, I believe, back on the Wave Rider. I'm not sure if they were back on the Wave Rider, but I know Amaya and Helen, they end up fighting Kuwasa. Sarah fights Damien Dark while the rest of the legends fight Eleanor. Unfortunately, though, those legends who were fighting Eleanor, they end up getting their ass kicked, which I thought was hilarious. And, shoot. I know for a fact Amaya and Helen, they defeated Kuwasa, right? We still got Sarah versus Damien Dark, of course. There's a little problem there. She can't really fight against, his powers, because remember, he has his powers here. And Lamar, if I remember correctly, she's like, hey, Jackson Stein, maybe if one way to get your bodies to switch back is to fuse. And so they did merge to try to get their bodies to switch back. And when they merged, we end up getting Firestein instead of Firestorm, because you know how when they merge, they use Jax's body and Stein's mind is there, right? But instead, since they swap bodies, it's actually Stein's body and Jax's mind right there, so it's actually kind of cool. But Firestein, which is cutely dubbed, manages to defeat both Dark and Eleanor. And again, Amaya and Helen, they manage to defeat Kuwasa, and all three of them end up retreating. And Helen, she didn't want to go back to Troy. Because, of course, she didn't like the fact that these men were all fighting and swooning over her. That's why she didn't want to return. And Zari, she felt sympathetic to the cause. She's like, I would understand. I mean, look at all the male... I'm sorry, I'm getting all red-faced because I'm warm. But anyway, just look at what happened with the male legends. Instead of actually doing their job and, trying to get this anachronism, being Helen, back to where she belongs, they start fighting over her, right? So Zari, she takes sympathy on Helen, which I don't blame her, honestly. I don't blame any of them for taking sympathy on her a little bit, because she's like, technically it's not her fault that the men are swooning over her, honestly. Well, from what I'm seeing here, I don't know about history books, but from what I'm seeing here, it's not Helen's fault. She's not even doing anything, and these guys are swooning over her, so kind of don't blame her for not wanting to go back to that bullshit. So Zari takes sympathy and says, you know what, I'm not going to take you back to Troy. I'm going to take you somewhere else. And where she takes her is the coolest bullshit ever. I can't believe they pulled this off. It's almost like when Arrow took so many references and to the Batman world, to the point where Oliver Queen and Arrow managed to say Bruce Wayne's name on the show. I can't believe he managed to pull that shit off. I can't believe the actor somehow managed to pull the shit off where he's able to say Bruce Wayne on Arrow. Because remember, with the whole Justice League and just the DC Universe cinematic, the DCUC, I can't even pronounce it, the DCUC, ever since those movies came out, the shows haven't been really able to, use some of the characters or teams. Like, for example, remember the Arrowverse had the Suicide Squad, but they no longer can show them because Suicide Squad had its own movie come out, right? And we couldn't have any Batman references because of legal bullshit and all that stuff, so that's why there's no Batman, there's not many references, but you get little Easter eggs here and there, right? Like Supergirl, they mentioned him, like Superman's best friend, the one with the ears. They made so many references, but the fact that they actually mentioned Bruce Wayne and the Arrowverse by name was pretty dope, and this was just as dope and amazing that they pulled off. Instead of Troy, they took Helen back. They took Helen to Themyscira. And if you don't know what Themyscira is, it's also known as Paradise Island, and it is the birthplace and home of Wonder Woman herself, Diana. So, pretty badass. But I'm running out of time, so this is my reaction rant to Legends of Tomorrow, Season 3, Episode 6. I'll see you for the Arrow Season 6, Episode 6. Bye.